Hi guys, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I'm back with just a quick tutorial. I was making up some ephemera and enjoyed making up my little origami envelopes that I found. I didn't create these are, I've actually been watching some origami tutorials, and there are so many out there. If you just pop into YouTube search or Google search origami envelopes, there are just so many different ones, and I've been using them for a little while now in my journals, and it's just another way to add another decorative element, because they are so cute with the little flowers and beautiful little papers and that, but it's also another way of adding extra journaling space. So when you open them up, the whole thing opens up and it's extra journaling space. As you can see, that flower being on there, it's just a tiny little flower on the corner, so you've got this whole space to journal with, and they are just the cutest little thing. And you can make them any size. It doesn't matter what size your papers are, as long as they're square. And I've been making them with these papers, which are 10 by 10 centimeters, and I've also been using the 6 by 6 sheets, but I've also made these with A3 sheets of coffee dyed paper cut into squares, which I'm not sure what the dimensions of an A3 piece of paper is, but if you cut it into a square, and then the process is exactly the same, and you end up with a nice big envelope that is especially if you use the coffee dyed paper, it's all journaling space, and you can decorate them in different ways. So let's get to it. I'm going to use this. I've been doing a series on the Ladybird fairy tale junk journals, and the paper pad that I was using, it's got this, some of the same papers in. It's made by the same company, which is Make and Create. I got this from The Works, as you can see, for £1. I mean, you can't go wrong for that. Soft Romance it's called, and it's got 30 sheets, and it's got 3 each of 10 different designs. Falling over my words there. So I've decided to make a few out of this. I'm going to make some for the fairy tale junk journals anyway, and you can see the papers in it are just gorgeous. And this is paper, it's not card. You can make these envelopes out of card. The problem is that it's quite stiff, and it makes them quite bulky. So I'll tell you what, we'll take one of the planes, because then I might be able to demonstrate a bit better for you. Okay, so I'll just pop that there. Now you start off with your square. I'm just going to pop these out the way. You start off with your square. You want to go pattern side down, and then corner to corner. Now you'll find on some 6 by 6 pads, depending on the makers, they're not quite a 6 by 6 square. You might just have to trim. Just make sure you get one true side, and then you can always trim the other side down. These ones are great. I've got to say, I've been using a lot of Make and Create. I think they're a Nordic company, and I've been using a lot of their papers because you get them a lot in The Works. And the papers, the scrapbooking paper, the card, everything is just, it's great. So you've done one, and that's the only fold that you need to do on the full sheet. The rest of it is all internal folds. So now the next thing you do, bring these two corners together, and you just want to put a little pinch in. You don't want to fold it all the way up. It's just a little pinch, so that you can find the true centre. You can do it with a pencil if you want. I personally don't want to have to start rubbing things out, and it is only a little pinch. Now bring this corner to that middle, and you do the same, a little pinch, and then this corner to that pinch, and wait a minute, let's just make sure it's all folded down nicely, and you want to give that a proper fold. Now I'm going to get my bone folder. I'm terrible for using my nails. And my nails are as you can see, my nails are in a terrible mess. Right, so you've got middle fold, then you've got another fold in the middle of that on the end, and then you've got this one in the middle of those two. You're going to repeat that process on this side. The only thing you're not going to do is you're not going to put a full fold in this bit here. You only need to give it a little pinch. And the reason for that is you need to line this up. So if you see this end fold here, you need to line it up with that middle fold. Now for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to put some pencil marks down so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So there's your middle pinch. I hope you can see that, make it a bit bigger. And then the next pinch was in between that one and the end. And then the next pinch, which was a full fold, was between this one and the end. So we've done the same on this side. So pinched between the corner and the end, and then between this and this end we've put another pinch in. Not a full fold on this side, just a pinch. Now what you need to do is this outer pinch needs to line up with the middle. And it's quite easy to do. I mean, it might be hard for you to see it on camera, but when you're doing this yourself, you'll be able to see it easily without the pencil marks. You'll be able to see it where you put the pinches. And that's that one. You put a full fold in down here. So that's the edge. This is going to be the edge of your envelope. And this one is the same. You want to bring this outer pinch to the middle. And then you want to give that a full fold. And give it a really good burnish because you want it to stay where it's supposed to be. Now here's the only tricky bit on this, and it's not even that tricky, is you want to pull this, so you'll pull it up so that it's up to its fold, and then this tip you want to fold it to the top so that you're creating a kind of a little diamond shape. There you go, simple as that. I'm going to burnish that really well. That's it. So you can see all I've done is I've made, it's kind of like a little beak, isn't it? So that creates a little diamond shape there. If I can find a piece of paper, there we go. There, so you can see there, it's just a little diamond shape, sorry. Now, the last bit, once you've burnished all these perfectly, you want to bring this down so that the tip is at the bottom of that diamond shape, leaving a tiny little bit of room, because once we've folded this, that is going to tuck into your little diamond, and that's it. That's your envelope done, and it's finished. Now I've distressed these ones just a bit around the edges. I think one of them I've distressed inside as well. And when I was distressing the inside, all I did was everywhere there was a fold, I just put a little bit of distressing ink. And then on the outside, I just distressed all the edges. And there you go, that's that. So once you've got your actual envelope, and you want to add a little bit of decoration, so you could do anything really. You could collage on these, you could put little words on them, you could put ribbon on them. Really, I'm trying to think of anything that I've got. I've got this lace. So you could put a little bit of lace across the top, or just one little flower. There's other laces that I've got, if you'll just excuse me. You could put that lace across and that would look quite nice. And as long as you're not attaching it to, as long as you only attach it to one part of the envelope, you're still going to be able to open up the envelope and use it. I actually quite like that, so I'm actually going to use that on the top. So, quick snip. These scissors need sharpening. I hate having to sharpen scissors. I usually leave it up to my husband. I know I shouldn't, but I'm terrible, because it is always, whenever he sharpens the knives, I end up cutting myself, and it's kind of like, it's inevitable. So I'm just going to use, which way is that? Does that go? Oh, that's it. That's the way. I'm just going to use a little bit of Fabri-Tac. You don't need a lot, just a few dabs just to keep the lace in place. Oh, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Put a little bit along this top edge. There we go. And I don't mind if some of that lace is free. Got spiders webs everywhere now. Because it's okay if it just moves about a little bit, it gives a little bit of fluidity to it. Pop it into place. There we go. Oh, look at that, the lace actually follows the lines of our envelope. And then I think what I might do is I'm going to add on a little flower. I've got a variety of different flowers, so I've got these ones with the bows on, which I've put on this one. I've got some nice little peach ones, but I don't think that's the right colour for that. I've got these ones, again I don't think that's the right colour. I think that's a little bit too small, gets lost. Oh dearie dearie. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got in here. These are all little fabric flowers. You can pick them up in any craft store. You know, I've just got a variety of them and I've just been using them. And the good thing is that they're not that bulky, so they're not going to add much bulk to your journal. So, oh, that one looks actually quite nice there. I think I'll use that one. So again, this is going to be your closure. As long as I don't go over with my glue, it's all still going to work perfectly. And I'll show you in a minute that you might be thinking, but how are you going to journal over a flower? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Come on, Fabri-Tac. Right, that might just go over a little bit. So, oh no, I'm fine. I'm going to give that a minute. I love Fabri-Tac because it just grips so quickly. There we go. And there we are, we've got it decorated. And as I was going to say, oh, see now that would have stuck down. Once you open it to journal on it, your flowers up the top. Oh, my flower's coming off. Fabri-Tac's proving me wrong. Once you open it to journal on it, your flowers up on this bit, so you're only losing that little corner, and the lace, you know, you could still journal over the top of it. It's flat lace, it's not a problem. And then again, it's just so easy to close it up. Great, there we go. Now when I'm making a journal, I generally put things like this. You can either situate them on a page, which is great, it adds a little bit of an extra decoration to your page. You can just pop a couple of these into a pocket at the back of the journal, and then as someone's using the journal and they're running out of space, they're running out of journaling space, or they just need to add a little bit extra to something that they're working on one page, they can actually then pull these out, do the journaling, what they want on it, and then just clip it in with a paper clip or even glue it in. These can actually make nice little tucks, and I'll show you if I can find, I did have a nice little tag which is eluding me. Let's pretend this is a tag. So you would glue the back of this onto your page, glue it that side, and then you've got a nice little tuck. Or you can glue it on 3 sides and you've got a little pocket, and it still will open up and you will still be able to journal on it, and it's like a little hidden journaling spot then. So it's just a quick one. I hope that you've enjoyed it and come back and journal and do some junk journaling, crafting with me again. And if you like the video, please do drop a like and think about subscribing. I'm just starting to grow the channel, so the more likes and subscribers I get, the better it is, and the more content I will then be able to invest in. So yeah, please do, and I will see you in the next one.